Well, the game that you've waited for all season long, at least if you're an Arkansas fan, is finally here. Horns and Hogs in Fayetteville. Man alive. I can feel the big shootout and the game of the century all coming back to life. They need to play this game every year. Let's talk about it next. Hey everybody, Brian Davis covering the Texas Longhorns for A to Z Sports. And I'm not going to lie, I'm pretty fired up for this week. Texas going to Arkansas for the first time since the 2021 debacle. And we'll talk about that in a second. But just the idea of Texas and Arkansas playing again, I think is fantastic. I'm old enough to remember when Arkansas was a big deal in the Southwest Conference. Those matchups were amazing. And the reason why is because of Arkansas's straight up blood-fueled rage hatred for all things Texas. You know, Steve Sarkisian talked about this on Monday. He said, I don't know what Darrell Royal did to piss them off, but they are very angry. Well, I think going 15-5 in 20 years is probably what's going to do that. You know, Arkansas had some phenomenal players. You know, I can think of Coach Hatfield's big return in the 64 game. Obviously, the big shootout game in 69. And just some amazing back and forth games. Basketball was also a huge thing with Stroll and Nolan Richardson against Tom Penders. Just some amazing matchups over the years. But I'm glad this game is finally back on the docket. And this is one of the reasons why I think Texas should want a ninth league game going forward so they can have the permanent rivals of A&M, Oklahoma, and Arkansas, and then rotate everyone else. I think Arkansas should be a perfect permanent rival if the SEC goes to 9 league games, which I think they should. Okay, now about this game specifically, Texas is a 13.5-point favorite, and the Beavos are rolling. Look, if you watch the show, I know you know that I was a little nervous about last week. I was a little maybe too tight. Look, they played phenomenal against Florida. Just blew out an overwhelmed Gator squad. I don't think that Texas blows out Arkansas because of the rivalry aspect, but I do think Texas will play well this week. My spider senses tell me that Quinn Ewers will get it going because I think Texas is trying to send a message, right? I really think Sark is trying to send a message, right? Just with that 4th down call against Florida, how it sparked a bomb that went off against Florida. I think Texas is going to do the same thing because there is a national narrative starting to seep in that somehow Texas's schedule isn't good, and yet they shouldn't be ranked as high in the CFP rankings. I kind of think that's a joke. Texas played at the defending champion's house, won there. They joined the hardest league in America. They're in first place in the SEC. And unlike other SEC teams, they did not play an FCS school. They're not playing any 1AA schools in non-conference. But yet somehow that's not good enough for the national pundits. So the Beavos just got to go out and bring out the boomstick on these people and just keep whooping tail. Most interesting thing on the Arkansas side to me, Jaquindon Jackson, who signed with Texas out of Duncanville, a phenomenal athlete. He is now a permanent running back. He has been healthy. He's been cleared to play. I guarantee you he's going to go out there and give it his all against the Texas defense. I'm really looking forward to seeing him, again, because he started his career at UT. But give me Texas comfortably on this one. If this line is 13.5, give me Texas to cover in this game. You guys know I'm terrible about scores, but I'll take Texas, minus 13.5 against a good rivalry game that I think should be on the permanent schedule. Horns and Hogs, Saturday, 11 a.m. I love the idea of this happening every year. I also love the idea of you coming back to atozsports.com/Longhorns and watching all of our videos on our YouTube channel. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Go ahead and hit that button. Come back and see us. Remember, it's free. atozsports.com/Longhorns. I'm Brian Davis. We'll catch you next time.